Today we're talking about a blaster that is iconic for the DrFlux channel. For those of you who have been following the channel for many years will recognize this blaster. Now this blaster started way back in the day as the Nerf Zombiestrike Minigun. But since then, this blaster's had a lot of changes and upgrades. One noticeable change is it is now brushless and has variable FPS. So what makes this so important? Well, I had Jared Gwines, the father of the Jared's Epic Blaster Battle. This is essentially the world's largest blaster battle on the planet that is held inside of a football stadium in which thousands of people show up and just have a blast. Now, I've participated in several of these blaster battles, and there's another one this year, Jared's Epic Blaster Battle number 9. And I'm actually flying down in a few days to go check it out. It's gonna be a blast. But I wanted to make this blaster battle a little bit more special than normal. Now, Jared's been asking me for some time now to commission me to build an epic blaster suitable for his blaster battle. So I got to thinking, and I figured I could take the original Zombiestrike Minigun with its upgrades and give it a sweet blaster battle paint job. Now, as I was painting this blaster, I realized how similar the DrFlux paint scheme or color scheme is to the Jared's Epic Blaster Battle paint. Essentially what you do is you take the pink and you switch it for blue, and you take all the blue and switch it for pink. I like to do primary pink with a little accents of neon yellow, a little bit of blue and a little bit of black, whereas Blaster Battle is primarily blue with some accents and pink and purples and neon yellow. So it just worked out. I was already used to painting with this type of color scheme. So with all that said, let's go ahead and head over to the bench. I want to basically show you all that's going on inside of the blaster so that you can get a good understanding what this build looks like.
Okay, so I got this thing all open. I'm about to button it up. I figured I'd take a moment to go over everything. So for this blaster, we actually have an Arduino in here. Here is the brain board. This is the main board for this build. So the best way to think about this build is it's essentially a drone with, instead of 4 props, it's got 2. And so these right here are called speed controllers. This is how we control the brushless flywheels. This you can see is all custom stuff. This is from 3D Printed Solid, and 3D Printed Solid actually built a lot of this loom for me. I did have to kind of integrate it into my own thing here because we're doing a few kind of cool things here. So we'll start at the top. We have our mechanical lock has been installed, so you have to be revving to fire. That was a big issue with this build. If these wheels are not spinning, if the agitator turns on, it will instantly jam this build. So I wanted to put in a fail-safe. You are unable to turn on the pusher motor without first enabling the flywheels. The second part of this build is I wanted this front end to be able to come off. So that's why we have an XT60 right here where you can disconnect it. And we also have a switch on the other side that allows you to turn this barrel on or off. The default setting for this is actually off. Now I did that because energy saving mode is the default, and that is without the barrel running. This is just a straight tube. The spinning barrel has nothing to do with the performance of the blaster. If anything, it probably lowers it a little bit or creates a higher drain on the battery. But that doesn't matter because it looks cool. Now there is one thing I had to wire up that I'm not super crazy about. Now how I wanted to do it is when these wheels start revving up, so basically the wheels are spinning, which is controlled by the ESCs, I wanted to turn the barrel on and have it start spinning, but after thinking about it, I really didn't want to have it interact with this whole circuit here. So what I did do is I ran this up and over and down all the way back here to the pusher motor, and I tagged onto the pusher motor. So essentially, when you fire this blaster, that's when this starts spinning. Let me demonstrate. Then we get to turn this on down here. It's in the on position. We start the rev. And then let's fire it.
So everything seems to be looking great. Let's go ahead and put this back together because we got a few things to talk about. Now, the first thing I want to mention is the control group. I'm really happy on how this nice, seamless, clean control group was set up. We have a full power on and off switch. We have a PWM, so we can adjust the flywheel speeds. And then we have a voltmeter, so you can ensure that everything's running smoothly. And like I mentioned earlier, on the front of the blaster, on the barrel section, we have an on-off to turn the actual barrel rotation on or off. So I did a little bit of testing because I wanted to see what is the lowest we can bring this. And I found that when we turn it all the way down, for it to safely run, we can get around 80 to 90 FPS, which is really good for Rival. Like, that's about the lowest you want to go with Rival. Now, I did notice that when you turn it all the way up, you can get some pretty decent numbers. However, I found that if you turn it all the way from the full throttle all the way down to about mid, you don't really see much change in the numbers. So really, for this build, I would say run it at 75 to 80% and you'll be fine. Overall, I think this blaster turned out just absolutely beautifully. Let me know in the comment section what you think. I know Jared will absolutely love this thing, and I really hope it is an epic blaster suitable for Jared's epic blaster battles. Now, if you would like to see this blaster in person and actually experience the blaster battle, make sure to head on over and grab some tickets. They are going fast and the event is right around the corners. So grab some tickets, come say hi to me, have a blast, bring some friends, bring your family. The blaster battle is truly just a load of fun. As always, I'm DrFlux. I want to thank you for watching today's video. Be safe and happy foam flinging.